Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash that like button like it's your Alabama cousin, so this video reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number 1, this teen claims that she was forced to read graphic incestual sexual content in honors English class. I'm guessing Oedipus Rex. Then again, maybe she was forced to read Ilhan Omar's biography or something. But since when did that actually become part of honors English? The title was not mentioned because it probably checks all the white lady fetish requirements, and so they don't want to risk getting it banned. Then again, maybe it was just Game of Thrones. Up next, the California Cryobank says love is love, and that sperm donors are here for everyone. Yes, targeting the key demographic of fathers who wish to get pregnant. But for me, that's just what I look like after I've eaten at Taco Bell. What I wonder though is how he's going to feed that baby. Imagine you're a trans woman driving your trans man to the hospital to give birth. You get pulled over by the cops for speeding. And I'd really love to see what happens in the cop's face. Number 3, here are the topics discussed on the Talk To podcast. It's the decline of Western civilization summed up in one image. Are these the new conservative women of the 20th century? You may think this is poop, but this podcast is being pushed and it's actually getting tons of views. Moving on, people are calling it and saying that Elon Musk and the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, are banging. Musk says it's not happening, but to me it looks like the two of them have perfect chemistry. I'm sure that there are simps out there that'll say, you need to find a woman that looks at you the way that Meloni looks at Musk. What do you guys think? Is baby number 12 on the way, or does she have an empty milk carton? I'd love to see baby Downey Musk. Number 5, here's the moment when you realize that Al Bundy can beat up John Wick and Aquaman. Not to mention he can also score 4 touchdowns in one game. Funny thing is, I didn't even notice the hand sliding down under his black belt until I read where this was posted. Here's what he actually looked like back in high school when he actually played football. Up next, this contractor with a sense of humor put a skeleton in a kitchen island, so that 50 years from now someone will tear it down and find this guy in there. He wishes he could see the look on the face of the poor guy that pulls that countertop off. Funny, but no one is buying it because skeletons aren't bolted together. But for a split second, some future Gen Alpha contractor is going to be in shock until he comes to his senses. Number 7, authorities are stunned as an old woman drops off a WW2 boomstick to be destroyed in a police buyback scheme. And I bet you they only gave her 250 Deutschmarks for it. It makes you wonder what kind of action the thing saw in places like the Battle of Stalingrad or possibly the Battle of the Bulge. Maybe it was her husband's and she knew exactly how much it was worth, but was just really pissed off at him, so she gave it in. Moving on, Chris Williamson says that adolescents with an IQ of 130 are 3 to 5 times less likely to have sex than those with average IQ. Even those with an IQ of 60 are more likely to have sex than someone with that 130. Basically, nerds don't get laid. We've known that since the 1980s. They get deprived, but when they finally do get money, they go buck wild. Women that say they're turned on by an intelligent man are lying. They're turned on by good-looking men that just happen to be intelligent. Number 9, this posh goth mom says that some women have a higher body count because they're afraid to say no when they're put under sexual pleasure by a man. She just wants to blame men for women's slutty behavior. Also, they want to trap chads with sex, and it keeps backfiring on them. So that's what makes the notch counts go up so much higher. If women are actually being pressured against their wishes, how are men even supposed to know they're doing it? Up next, instead of Rose never letting go, it looks like Jack let go instead because she's too old. Also looks like Leo is slipping up or something. He used to refuse dating women over the age of 25, but his current girlfriend, Victoria Soretti, is 26 right now. That's the oldest woman he's ever dated. Maybe now that he's almost 50, he's going to settle down and start having some Rugrats or something. Please, Leo, say it ain't so. Number 11, if you think that woke women just want to make good games, you're wrong. This employee at Sweet Baby Inc. admits the goal is to burn the games industry to the ground. They don't want mostly men to have fun, and once the games are gone, we're just supposed to go back to giving women attention again, right? If they want to destroy our fun, why don't they take away our fapping material first? Oh, that's right. Because that still gives women attention and money, so they won't. Moving on, this individual stopped transitioning to have a baby. My condolences to the kid. You have to live with the knowledge of knowing that your father was turned on by your mom, and I don't have to explain to you what your mom looks like. It just proves to me that some dudes are willing to bang anything, because they're weak. If women like that are able to procreate, then you know even they expect to shatter Tyrone. Number 13 are those the only two people to ever defeat John Wick. And what was their superpower? The Golden V, of course. They're in the film called Knock Knock, and it's a complete waste of time. In reality, they didn't defeat John Wick, though. They defeated John's dick. Yes, Knock Knock, a film about a couple of women who seduce married men and ruin their lives for poops and giggles. Up next, here's the world according to feminists, where men are privileged and women are oppressed. This picture was taken in Toronto next to Union Station. If you go 5 or 6 blocks northeast of there, then you're in Homeless Central, and it's filled with 95% males. I guess that's what equality looks like these days. This is an old picture because if it was taken today, there would be more diversity on display from India. Number 15 Condra here met a man on Facebook that she fell in love with, but she was married with 3 children. The man persuaded her to argue with her husband and seek a divorce, which she did. On the day they got divorced, the mystery man blocked her on every single platform they communicated on, and her husband revealed that he was that man. There's a lot she's probably not sharing. Likely that wasn't the first time she was finding a man online. This is like a much darker version of the Pina Colada song. Moving on is a story about racist metal detectors. Well, the detectors in Salt Lake City high schools hurt minority students. Equality has gone so out of hand that people would rather be perceived as equal to others than they want to be safe. Who cares what race you are if you're carrying a weapon into a school to hurt others? You know your civilization is done when you start catering your policies and laws to criminals. Number 17, would the asteroid hit the Earth already? Joker shared this meme with me, and it makes you wonder how much longer we're going to have to listen to her. Her 15 minutes of fame are over, and now she wants to become a household name. What's next? Christmas merchandise. Conservatives like her for some reason, but she sounds just as promiscuous as feminist women. Was there ever any question that she's just a plant to degrade the morals of conservatives everywhere? Up next, anarchists used to rebel against authority, and today's anarchists are telling people to pay their taxes and surrender to authority. We're living in an era where the most rebellious thing you can do is be a Christian, it seems. And no, I'm not talking about the type that likes Hawk 2 girls. Rage Against the Machine used to be so cool, and now they're just a bunch of cucks. What do you expect from manufactured media and musicians? Number 19, research suggests that over 50% of women have a backup partner in mind. But 50% is a low number. It's probably closer to 90%. Also remember that this number does not include the government, which also backstops them as well. What's even scarier is that 50% of men are considered the backup boyfriends. I'm sure many of those guys are married and in other relationships, and women have no moral qualms about trying to take them from other women. Moving on, it looks like Diddy can't take accountability like a woman. His lawyer says that the reason he has 1,000 bottles of baby oil is because he buys in bulk to get a discount. I'm surprised he doesn't own a baby oil factory. And I believe that according to Costco, they deny selling baby oil in bulk. Diddy needs to get a new lawyer because this guy sounds like a total idiot. You know your case is in big trouble when this sort of stuff happens. Number 21, Jessica Valenti says that men need to stop wolf whistling and staring at women in her first article. But in her follow-up article, she says that men rarely catcall her anymore and that our culture misses it. She doesn't want to say that she misses it and the attention from men. I'm sure the next headline from this writer will be, "Why I Love Wearing a Hijab." If it wasn't for double standards, many females wouldn't have any standards at all. Up next, single women in the United States own more homes than single men. But of course, no one wants to mention how that happened. Thank you, family courts. You pay your alimony and child support and she buys a condo with the money while you live in your car. This is temporary. As more men go their own way and don't get married, the wealth transfer from men to women will slow down. That's why DEI hiring is happening. That way women can take the money they want directly from the corporations and governments that they work for. Eventually they'll print more and more money until the whole system collapses. And then let's see them try and take our gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Number 23, this guy's wearing a shirt that says, "White deaths exceed white births," and he needs to be concerned because as the pale people disappear, so will all the complex consumer goodies he enjoys as America turns into Africa. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't understand that black deaths are also about to exceed black births, as black women are only having 1.7 kids, and 2.1 is required for replacement. This would be the type of guy that would confuse per capita statistics as well. Moving on, looks like the female chameleons are coming out with this one saying, That there are only two genders, or more specifically sex, is because gender is a construct. She's just catering to more cuck-servatives. I also see the world as having two genders. One is called sane and the other one is called mentally ill. I'll let you guess which is which. Then again, gender is probably just a fancy made-up word for people with fancy degrees that say gender studies on them. Number 25 and the last one, remember to always take a woman swimming on the first date. And your 7 might turn into a 4 after she loses her cake face. Funny enough, women are the ones who always tell everyone to be your authentic self. When most of them spend their lives as chemical-covered frauds, and on their phones they're the filter queens. You know, the filters make her look like she lost 50 pounds after she put that makeup on. Even if you take her swimming these days, women know about waterproof makeup, which is easily available out there. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoyed this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and Subscribe Star links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.